to another episode.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Oh my goodness. I missed y'all, man. I missed y'all. I definitely was I was reading the comments as we was joining, as I was getting everything loaded up. It's been a while. It has been a while. I had to dust off everything and get everything all locked and loaded because it's been, I don't know, maybe over a week. So I am glad to be back. I am glad to see y'all back and rock with me and being patient through this time. Yeah, baby apple number 2 is good. We are going through the newborn phase and it's been smooth. It's been much better. I ain't gonna say better. That's probably a terrible word, but like it's been easier this time around, whether it's done it before, been there, done that. Whether it's the first one, our oldest, he was crazy, man. Like he was just extremely energetic, bouncing off the walls like from day one. And now this one, he is very chill. So I don't know what it could be a mix of. I'm not sure, but it has been very smooth. Obviously, the transition is tough for everybody, the new routine and all the other stuff, which is what I've been doing over the last like 3 or so days, trying to figure out like, all right, what works as far as the lives, how can we get the Yappisodes back. 10:45 is probably tough because there's 2 of them now. You know what I mean? So we've been figuring out, and as at the moment, 9 o'clock seems to work because my son goes down at 8. Our newborn is fresh, so it's really hit or miss. There's no set schedule yet for him. So as soon as I put my oldest down at 8, he gets into that deep sleep around 8:45, 9 o'clock. So I figured 9 o'clock to like, whatever is probably a good time because he usually wake up around like midnight or so looking for people, looking for me or mom. So we're going to stick with like 9 o'clock for now and see how that goes. So I appreciate y'all for joining in or coming in. Welcome back to another Yappisode. Welcome back to the Daily App. Obviously, I am your host, Jay the Yapper. It has been a while and I missed y'all. It's so much to talk about. It's almost dang near impossible to catch up on absolutely everything that I have missed. I have been tuned in to a few things. Obviously, it's been nothing else to do but to watch stuff when you're in the hospital or when you're taking care of the newborn. So I have been watching things here and there, trying to catch up on what I can. But we do got a lot to talk about, man. We got like Graham Allen. I know y'all seen the thumbnail. That was not on my bingo card. Okay. I'm not gonna say I wasn't surprised. You know what I mean? That TPUSA has a history of, for some reason, they like to go and get folks out the closet and then put them on stage with a microphone and try to tell everybody that they're not holy, but like the crowd, the congregation is not holy, but they are. And then when we dig into their past, we end up finding some crazy stuff. So it's becoming a trend. And Graham Allen has hit the front of the classroom now as the next person that has been exposed for coming out the closet. So we're going to be talking about quite a few things today. Some content, commentary. Obviously, we got Graham Allen. That's going to be at the beginning of everything. We're going to hit on Tucker Carlson because he had an interesting interview with Elizabeth Lane. Not breaking down the whole thing because, quite frankly, they was talking about some other stuff that all of that. But just like one thing that was involving the Charlie Kirk situation, because I'm always interested in what Tucker Carlson has to say. Obviously, y'all know my position with Tucker Carlson. And we'll go through some things that we've seen on X as well. So obviously, content night, we do things on the fly, we click stuff, we react, and all of that. Y'all know how this goes. So I missed y'all. I appreciate y'all for joining in. Please hit the like button, whether you're on your way in, whether you're watching the replay. Man, it's been so long. Hit the sub button as well. We on the road to 25K. We had 24.9. So we can definitely do that. This on the way, my fault, on the way to 25K. Also, there's plenty of ways to support the channel as well. You can become a member. You can it's what is it called? The Yap family, Yap Inner Circle, whichever one you want to call it. You can be a member. You could also find me over at buycoffee.com. I got a little banner too. Look. Yeah. We on our way up. You can find me on all the different socials as well. TikTok X. There's 2 TikTok accounts. All right. 1 X account. We got the YouTube. So you can find me on many different platforms to support in however way you want to be honest. No pressure at all. And I appreciate all the love and support. I felt it all from day one. From the day that I told y'all that the Yappisode was canceled last Thursday or so, we was waiting to go to the hospital. Man, I've been reading y'all comments and feeling all the love and support when we was in the hospital. I was showing Mrs. Yapper. I was like, bro, you have no idea, because she don't know. Like, she know I've been doing social media and all this stuff for years, and she's never cared at all. So she has like no clue at all, like what everything is going on TikTok or YouTube. She just know that's what I do. You know what I mean? She let me do my thing. So when I was like, yeah, you got like a whole bunch of people supporting you, wishing you the best, sending you prayers and everything like that. So she felt all that love and support too. She was definitely happy to see that. Without further ado, let's get into some things, because yeah, y'all gonna probably have to catch me up on some things as well. Oh my God, the thumbnail. He's back. Yes, 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 yes. I'm excited too. I am excited. I probably should let me move this right here so I can not be turning my head all the way trying to look at some comments. Let's see. 9 p.m. is the new time. Yeah, we're gonna go with that for now. For now. We go see. Ready to yap. Yeah, okay. All right, let's get to it then. And I'll definitely get to most of the comments at the end and while we go as well. All right. So let's get into some Graham Allen stuff real quick. Because if y'all don't remember, Graham Allen is an interesting individual that he came on the scene shortly after the Charlie Kirk stuff, similar to a lot of the Fed sloppers. And he was one of the people that were trying to tell everybody that we weren't holy enough because we didn't like Erica. They've definitely, paid him some more money when everybody started realizing how shady Erica was. And so he started getting a microphone and starting to say like some crazy stuff, acting like he a preacher and all of this. But Candace released some information that I was not prepared for on X. And I want to pull this up really quick and I want to show y'all and then work backwards. So anytime Candace tweets something, it's always going to be like something interesting, something crazy, something that I'm just not mentally prepared for. But I wasn't prepared for this one. So let me pull up this picture really quick of Mr. Graham Allen himself. Actually, I'm going to save this so I can pull it up. I don't want this on my computer. Never mind. I don't want nobody, you know what I mean? That would be crazy. I'm not gonna save nothing on my computer. Let me just pull it up. All right. So you can see, maybe you can't. Oh, I can zoom in. Bro. Okay. I'll save that one picture then. So I gotta remember to delete this. All right. So you can see this picture right here. Apparently Graham used to be, maybe still is, in the closet. And Candace said, let me go to her tweet really quick. Candace said, Graham, there we go. Graham, why don't you dedicate your time responding to the gay men who claim they put you on the map and have been ringing the alarm on you being a conservative fraud for money? I think it would be a better use of your investigative pursuits to respond to the swinger allegations. And she provided a link. Let me see what this link takes me to. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's let's look at this. So this is the link that it takes us to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ain't trying to save too much stuff on my computer. I don't know, sir. I am not finna have this stuff saved on here. I'm deleting all this immediately. Got to clear the browser and all. This Facebook post says Graham Allen, who got his start looking hot for the gays, used to tell funny stories in his yelly voice. It was fun. He looked dang good. So thanks to the gays and older women, this thirst trap got famous. Then something changed. He started believe, or I guess he started to believe in conspiracy theories and drank the Kool-Aid and became a Trumper, which is interesting because he tries to tell us that he doesn't believe in conspiracy theories and we're tripping, but whatever. Became a Trumper. Some he has a lot of influence in that movement. Now he works for the DOD, Department of Defense, as a propaganda arm of the DOD. As of early 2025, the conservative podcaster and former Army veteran Graham Allen is employed by the Department of Defense as the director of digital media, which we know that's true. Do not think for one moment any of his words out of his mouth are not vetted by right-wing administration. You're welcome for the for the gays and cougars support, or do you just be a redneck father and husband working at Walmart? So say you're welcome for the gays and cougar support. Okay, so because of their support, if it wasn't because of them, he'd be working at Walmart. And look at these pictures right here. It's gonna be hard for him to beat these allegations. I can tell you that. Come on, bro. They gotta zoom in a little bit better because I ain't trying to save any of these pictures on my on my computer. Let's see. Okay, let me go back to X. All right, look at these pictures really quick of Graham Allen. Obviously, this right here is just not something straight men would do. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. Graham is somewhat looking normal here, but buddy over here to the right, all perked up. Yeah, I mean, I just would never take a picture with another guy like this in the mirror. Um, if he wasn't perked up, it'd be a little bit better. But no, that's just that's a tough one. But it gets worse. It gets worse. Yeah, for the ladies. I'm guessing how would you like to see this thirst trap if he sent this to you? Like, you know what I mean? Is this like something that is sent to the ladies, or do y'all get the feeling this is sent for another crowd? I can't speak for the ladies. I'll just say this is interesting, and I personally have never decided to pose like this before. I don't think many ladies would be interested in this pose, but what do I know? I'm not a lady. I just know that I wouldn't personally send this to a lady looking like this. This is very interesting. No, Jay, not for the ladies. We are not interested. Oh man. Okay. Maybe it's for the Cougars. Maybe I don't know if we have any Cougars in the chat, but they said that this could have been for the Cougars. So, okay. Oh, and there's more. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. No, I'm not signing into Facebook to see more. It ain't that deep. It ain't that deep. But you can see it's hard to zoom in right there, but you can see that bottom left picture is another little weird picture. But basically, essentially, they're saying Graham is undercover gay. He's low key gay. He might still be going. My biggest issue with these people is they have a microphone and they're like in the pulpit talking about you're not holy, you're not Christian, you're not this, you're not that. If you don't, you know, defend the widow and love the widow and treat Erica with respect and all this other stuff. And these people are gay. These people are, or at least I'm not even gonna say used to be gay, because you're gonna have to show me. Oh, chill. Pause. Not like that. I'm saying like he's going to have to show the world, the public, that he don't swing that way anymore. Let me make sure I articulate what I'm saying here. Okay. He has to show the public that he don't swing that way no more. And he can still pretend, like Tyler Boyer, for example. Tyler Boyer pretends as if he don't swing that way because he's like, I got a wife, I got kids. That don't mean nothing, bro. On the weekend, you still swing that way. So Graham gonna have to address these allegations, because the only reason I'm saying Graham in particular as well, because Tyler Boyer, whatever, all these other people that's gay, whatever. But Graham is somebody that's been in that pulpit with a microphone talking about you're not holy and all these other things, preaching this Christian stuff, and you are gay, bro. You are gay. It's man. And y'all know me, so I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not bashing gays or any of that stuff. Everybody has a past. It just comes to a point where it's like you're trying to hide your past. You're like this closeted person. You don't want to tell nobody. Like that's TPUSA's trending thing. Like it's a pattern. All of these people are pretending as if all of us were terrible, but the whole time, all of these people got these weird pasts that I'm like, look, listen, we all had things going on in our lives from many, many years ago. That wasn't one of them for me. And I'm not just talking about like Graham Allen. I'm talking about all this other weird stuff with Erica, and because she used to be weird too on that type timing. But all of these people got these weird pasts, but then they all got right into religion and faith to manipulate, obviously, in my opinion. And I just thought that was crazy. I didn't see that coming at all. And then I think I seen some other people talking about I seen a post. Let me pull it up really quick. That's my biggest issue. Yeah, that's my biggest issue, is that you are in the pulpit preaching that. Come on, bro. And it's different when you're preaching and you like everybody knows. At least he's humble enough to not try to bash everybody and try to treat them like they're some type of demonic individual. When it's like, dog, what? Not that's what makes it disingenuous. Now, if he was up there and it's like he ain't got to tell himself to the world like, yeah, I used to be gay. He ain't got to do all that. But you could just tell when somebody got like some humility. It's like, okay, bro, I'm not gonna sit here and try to bash everybody else and call them demonic and say they're not Christian, they're not holy. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? When you got a lot of dirt in your past, you approach it with a little bit more grace. But Graham Allen being that pulpit, just going in. Everybody's demonic, everybody's this, everybody's that. You're not Christian, you're not. And it's like, what? That's what makes it like, okay, bro. So yeah, all of that's a facade. All of that is for manipulation. I mean, look at this right here. This just happened. This just happened to pull up on my ex. Yep, I might as well add that to the bookmarks for tonight. This just pulled up. This is another person that is in the pulpit. In the pulpit, telling everybody how to live their life. Look at that. What's Miss Erica Kirk's idea of patriotism? Spread eagle. Look at that right there. That is, I guess, let me not put that on the screen for too long. YouTube kind of be doing some weird stuff. But y'all see it. Another individual that just, so you're demonic, you're this. And it's like, bro, you have half naked pictures all over the internet, bro. Stop. Just stop. But that's another prime example. I didn't even mean to come across that. And that was another prime example. How many people in TPUSA could we pull up and find a dirty past? And now all of a sudden they're on here trying to tell everybody else we're demonic. It blows my mind. Someone said, so Graham Allen is gay. Benny Johnson is gay. They got that gay black dude with the bleach blonde hair. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Why are all the MAGA influencers gay? It's great. I'm telling you, it's literally like an operation, a psychological operation, like some type of weird thing where they get all of these individuals that are not really a Christian and they actually swing the other way and all that stuff, and then they somehow get in suits and ties and they're like, "You're not a Christian and you live a terrible life," and it's like, what? And you look into their life and it's like, dog, how did you get the job? That don't make any sense at all. So I'm saying, that's funny. I'm a cougar. That for you said that's for the guys pose. See, so we got the cougars in the chat. We got the late, like, whether you're married, in a relationship, whatever. We got all types of ladies in the chats that's in different walks in the relationship life that says that Graham Allen, that them pictures with Graham Allen is not normal. And I'm telling you, from the man's perspective, you ain't posing like that, sending that to no lady. That's not happening. That's weird. Let me see these comments because this is crazy. Don't forget Scott Pressler. Loosen up. I have no problem with people that are gay or swing both ways. I do have a problem with grifting propagandists, BAP, selling our country out for pennies on the dollar. Fake Christians, just like, yeah, I mean, that's literally it right there. That is the problem. That's the biggest issue. You can do whatever you want, but when you get on that stage and you just pretending to be this holy person when your entire past is just a huge contradiction, and you won't address it. That's the biggest thing. You won't address your past. You pretend like it doesn't exist. You hope that it's swept under the rug, but the internet lasts forever. That's my problem. Approach it with some humility. And like, yeah, man, my past is crazy, but you know what? I found the Lord. Here we are. These people don't look at no. They don't look at it like that at all. Like, let me see if I can pull up. I'm sure I can pull up a Graham Allen trying to get on everybody and tell everybody that we're the ones that's not holy. He's probably trending for all the wrong reasons right now, so it might be hard. Let me see. I know he hasn't addressed it. He hasn't addressed anything. Let's check out the last thing that Graham Allen. Is it the last thing? July 29th? No, but he said something about Candace Owens. Let's check it out real quick. I got it bookmarked, so he must have said something.
My question is simply this: if she is to be believed, and she's had this footage since forever, then how can you believe anything she said for the past 10 months? This is the place that we find ourselves with the online movement right now. There is actual truth tellers versus entertainers for views, clicks, and rage bait. And I argue that Candace is the queen bee of the latter. That's my argument. And I just don't see how anyone can take anything she says seriously anymore. And if I was her,
wow, that is coming from you.
Take anything she says seriously anymore.
Yeah, okay. Now that I found out you're gay, buddy. I mean, first off, I never took anything that you said serious. His voice is annoying. His mannerisms, the way that everything about Graham is annoying. I knew something was off, but I would never just like. I wouldn't say it was like that obvious. Like Tyler Boyer was obvious. Like we played that on a Yappisode before. Tyler Boyer with the whole when they was at Amfest, and he was like, "You're a very popular lady." Yeah. Like I was like, "Whoa, that's not normal straight guy behavior at all." Like I would never slip up and talk like that. Yeah, you got sugar in the tank, absolutely. Like that was something totally different. That was when I was like, "Oh no, Tyler Boyer." That was like Candace Owens always talked about Tyler Boyer being like that, being that way. But I couldn't find nothing about it. But that is when I was like, whoa, no, he actually do swing that way. Because that's crazy. I would never talk like that. So Tyler Boyer was one that I was like, yeah, you're definitely that way. But Graham, I was like, yeah, I mean, you're annoying, but I don't know. Graham Allen, you be twerking on the weekends? That's crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I can't take anything you say serious anymore.
And if I was her audience, I would feel very used and I would feel very conned out of my money. I would feel all of these things. And my question is simply this.
Let me see what else Graham been saying. Because Graham used to be heavy on the faith content and all that. So let me see if he said anything. Oh, I don't want to find it. Let me just search him again. Everybody's probably talking about it. Everybody's probably talking about his gay. All right, let's see what this one says. Buckle up. Hold on, what? Buckle up your buttholes. That's what Graham Allen said? Ain't no way.
Today is going.
Ain't no way. There's no way, right? Hey, ain't no way.
Liz, we want to welcome the Bongino Army. Buckle up your buttholes, ladies and gentlemen. Today is going to be an episode.
Wait, what?
He reposted this.
What did he say?
Yes, we want to welcome the Bongino Army. Buckle up your buttholes, ladies and gentlemen. Today is going to be an episode.
What did you say?
Bongino Army, buckle up your buttholes, ladies and gentlemen. Today.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's crazy. That's crazy. And this is the crazy part. This is the crazy part. He's not talking to females, bro. He's not talking to females. He's not talking to women. That's not his audience right now. You would never say that. You would never say that to women at all. When you're trying to get people to pay attention to what you're saying, you would never say buckle up your buttholes. This is a slip up right here. That's crazy. I have never in my life buckle up your buttholes. No, I can't even think of a situation where you would say something like that. I've never said. I never heard that expression before. Me either. What a weirdo. That's wild. That's crazy. I can for sure say in my 26 years of life, I never heard buckle up your butt. Bro, that's crazy. I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't see that one coming.
Liz, we want to welcome the Bongino Army. Buckle up your buttholes, ladies and gentlemen. Today is going to be an episode.
Nah, bro, he's gay. He's gay. There ain't no beating that. Ain't no he don't even need to come out and address nothing, bro. That's that. That's crazy. Nah. Don't tell me. I mean, I ain't even. Let's see what else he did today. What else did you say today, Graham Allen? Wait, this looked like the same interview. Oh no, that was different. Same guy though. Yeah, same guy. That was different. Why is this old? July 29th. Here we go. 31st. Oh, Graham responded. Okay. Graham responded to Candace Owens. You got me. I used to be in much better shape. As far as the other comments, I'd focus on your own husband. Well, that doesn't debunk anything. That you're still gay. That's what that's proven. But I mean, that's another conversation if you want to bring up Candace's husband. I I personally would address everything in that tweet, the pictures and all of that. But hey, if that's not on your priority list to maybe explain yourself, and the first thing you do is just deflect. Hey, all right, bro. Maybe he's proud to be that way. And hey, that's fine. Just get out that pulpit, brother. Just get out that pulpit and stop trying to tell everybody else that they not holy and not Christian and all this other stuff. Are you being blackmailed because you got caught on video being a bottom? It's all right, Graham. I promise it's less embarrassing than the content you've been putting out lately. Graham, I don't know how you sleep at night. It's like you don't care. Oh, that's something totally different. You also like to touch other men. Just because there's rumors doesn't mean they're true. There's not a shred of proof of that, but there's proof of you dabbling in men. Sound like he just admitted he's a gay swinger. That's what I said. He didn't deny it at all. She calls you homo and your response is I focus on you. That's exactly what I said. Don't get me wrong. You ain't got to sit there and just like prove that you're not gay. You know what I mean? Like, oh, look, because that's what like Tyler Boyer did one time. He was like, I'm married and look at this is my wife and this, that, and the third. You ain't gotta do all that, but you do have to address like, dog, these pictures are very suspect. So if the first thing you're gonna do is just say, hey, look at your husband. that's not good enough, brother. That's not good enough. Meat stick pillow biter. Oh, they getting on his head. They getting on him, bro. Okay, Graham. Okay, Graham. We ain't gonna oh my camera turning. There we go. We ain't gonna hurt Graham feelings too much tonight. That's a tough one. I can't help you with that one, buddy. Let me pull up. Where's that? There is something. Yes. There it is. So I've been catching, I wouldn't say a lot of smoke, a lot of heat, but it's a very controversial topic just because of how many people love Tucker Carlson. A lot of people love him, rightfully so. Y'all know me. I told y'all already. I typically like what he has to say too, majority of the time. But I can't rock with him on this Charlie Kirk situation, investigation, and all of that because he hasn't said much, and all y'all know where I stand on that. So I don't want to repeat myself. But he had an interview with Elizabeth Lane that was shocking. I didn't see coming. And then in my mind, I immediately was like, okay, well, Elizabeth Lane, she's been very loud on the Charlie Kirk investigation. Very loud. Like she's been one of us. If you want to just be honest, she's been questioning everything. She's been in X spaces and all of that stuff. So when she got the interview with Tucker Carlson, I was like, okay, I mean, this is going to be interesting. We're going to figure out how Tucker feel. And I will say I was very disappointed on the Charlie Kirk topic. They talked about a lot of other stuff, so I'm not disrespecting the whole interview. But I was disappointed on the Charlie Kirk conversation because they didn't really talk about it. And I'm going to play the part that when they did talk about it, and it's going to be very short. And I want you to just pay attention to what Tucker Carlson had to say when it came to Charlie Kirk. So let me play it real quick. Do I want to play it on X or do I want to play it on YouTube? I'll play it on X. I'm already here.
Why would they get involved in the Charlie Kirk story? We're on the side of the underdog, the little guy.
Right.
And this is an outgrowth of that story. But what doesn't make sense is why would they get involved in the Charlie Kirk story? What does that have to do with anything?
Thank you for asking that.
Why would the Ukrainians have an opinion on that? I've stayed out of it, and I knew him well. But the Ukrainians? I mean,
nah, don't say whatever.
Maybe they've heard of. Why would the Ukrainians have an opinion on that? I've stayed out of it, and I knew him well. But the Ukrainians? I mean,
he stayed out of it. He's staying out of it. And you can tell he was about to get into it a little bit, and he quickly got back on topic. So I don't want to spend too much crazy time on Tucker Carlson because y'all know how I feel about it. I just wanted to present it to everybody because that has been something that everybody has been very emotional about. Just about like, no, there's no way Tucker Carlson would, he's keeping his cards close. He's keeping his, his enemies closer and all of these playing chess. I'm not buying none of that, bro. I'm just going to tell y'all once again, I'm just going to bring things to the table to support my opinion. That's all. You can disagree with it, but it's my opinion. And this is another thing that I'm just bringing to the table. Tucker Carlson clearly states once again that he just wants to stay out of it. He's staying out of it. He's not going to comment on it. And what shocked me, though, is Elizabeth Lane's, I guess, her not talking about Charlie Kirk as much as she's talked about it. And yeah, they were talking about something with Ukraine and all the other things, Russia, Ukraine. It was so many things they were talking about. And she didn't say much about it either. Even when it got to this topic, it switched back to the broader picture of all the different things going on in the world. And so to me, it seemed like Elizabeth Lane may have been told beforehand about, what topics that we're going to talk about and which ones we're going to avoid. That's what it seemed like to me, because I'm just going off of Elizabeth Lane's past, especially when it came to Charlie Kirk. She has been so loud on it. And then no, she had nothing to say. She had nothing to say. It was similar to like Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore, he actually went crazy on that, that crazy rant in the last 10 minutes of the Tucker Carlson interview about Charlie Kirk. And Tucker didn't have to, he didn't say anything. He just ended the interview. It wasn't even, it was similar to that, but it wasn't even that. You know what I mean? Like that was kind of the only time they talked about it, and it really wasn't even about anything. So I'm just led to believe that Tucker Carlson probably told her to not talk about Charlie Kirk. Now, take that however you want, but I'm just saying, I'm again bringing things to the table, and I'm just saying that Tucker Carlson is not playing some type of game with people. I don't know why when people show you who they are, I don't know why y'all just won't believe them. Not everybody in the chat. I'm just speaking in general here. I don't know why people just won't believe them. I'm not gonna give anybody the benefit of the doubt. If he said he don't want to know anything about Erica, anything about TPUSA, and he doesn't want to know, he's not gonna look into it, I'm gonna just believe you. And I'm gonna just say, all right, bro, what you over there. I don't know why everybody's like, no. That's just because he's actually doing this behind the scenes. He has never said that. You just made that up in your head to like, I don't know, feel better about your opinion with Tucker Carlson. And you can do what you want to do, but it's just funny when I bring stuff up and people are like coming up with all these different things. And I'm like, dog, he said on camera 50 million times that he does not want to talk about Charlie Kirk. He's staying out of it. He loves Erica. He loves Blake Neff. That's the biggest red flag. And he doesn't plan on criticizing. He doesn't plan on getting in any of that. He doesn't want to. He doesn't even want to know what's going on. So I don't know why people won't just listen to what he's saying. And then one thing that somebody brought to my attention today that I was like, yeah, I mean, I remember him saying that, but I didn't really want to bring it up because it's Tucker Carlson is such a crazy topic to talk about because people just he has so much love, and rightfully so. You know what I mean? Like he has a great supporting base. You know what I mean? And so it sucks that it's so supportive that people are in denial of what's actually going on. But I don't know if y'all remember, but he was in an interview with that one guy that interviewed Tucker Carlson. I'm gonna show y'all I forgot what his name, Jack Neal or something like that. And Tucker Carlson said that his text with Charlie Kirk was like on auto delete because of blase. I don't know. But then when he was doing one of his like monologues on his own videos, he was talking about him and Dan Bongino was going back and forth. And he was talking about how he had all of these text messages with Dan Bongino. And it dates back months and months. And he can drop it right now, but he's not going to, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So you got Dan Bongino text messages ready months. But Charlie Kirk's text message, out of all people, Charlie Kirk's text message was on auto delete. Okay, bro. I hold everybody to the same standard. That sounds weird. That sounds weird. And people are like, again, coming up with a lot of excuses for him. But I just want y'all to know, like, Tucker has my utmost respect. So I'm not going to minimize and downplay how smart he is. Tucker Carlson is a genius. That's why everybody is like, man, he can run for president and he'd get my vote. A lot of people love Tucker, and he would have had my vote as well, probably 11 months ago before Charlie. And probably shortly after that, before we realized like what Tucker was kind of doing. But the man is a genius, bro. CIA father, son that used to work for JD Vance. He loves JD Vance. He's 57 years old. He's very wise. Okay. He knows exactly what's going on, and he's choosing to stay silent. And he's choosing, if he does talk, he's choosing to defend Erica, TPUSA. And he's sticking to it. So, the people that are like, oh, he just doesn't know. He's just, I don't know, just coming up with all these different things. I'm like, dog, I don't think y'all realize he knows everything, and this is what he's choosing to do. So I think we should just accept that and figure out next, okay, with all the information that Tucker knows, which is probably everything, why is he still cool with them? And then we go from there. But it's just a tough conversation all around. I don't really expect anybody to just be like, yeah, bro, you're so right. Tucker Carlson is this, that, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot. Tucker Carlson is very loved. So tough conversation. I tweeted about it today. Y'all know me. I be tweeting a lot of my I guess not intrusive thoughts, but like impulsive thoughts. And so, like, I'm gonna show y'all with some reactions I saw today when I brought up Tucker Carlson. Did you see the photo of Thomas Massey posted today from Tucker's table with a group of people, including Joe Kent? Let me check. Thomas Massey. Thomas Massey. This meeting will not be televised. Let me show everybody. Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. All right, let me see some reactions. And yeah, I love having conversations about this too. So please feel free. Maybe he feels like he needs to focus on other things to be most effective. That meeting today gave me hope. I mean, there are more things in the world other than Charlie Kirk. I'm not denying that, nor am I minimizing the Charlie Kirk situation. However, that is a huge, huge issue. Like, to me, Charlie Kirk, when you're talking about, I mean, one, it shouldn't even be in a politics conversation. But if we're gonna put it into the politics conversation, I think that's the top of the conversation. If you ask me, I don't care about any of that other stuff y'all talking about. Like, similar to like the e-files and all of that. Like, that's a huge thing just because it's a huge question mark. Um, it's a huge question mark, and I think it involves us because we had to witness it. You know what I mean? We had to witness it. He was a part of a lot of our generation. Like, I don't know, like, everybody comes from different walks in life and different ages. But me and Charlie was around the same age. I'm 29, he was 31. You know what I mean? So, like, it wasn't like some old head that got offed. You know what I mean? I wasn't alive when JFK went down, nor was the internet going on. You know what I mean? So, like, that was different. Everybody just believed what they were told. But this is kind of the first time ever where we have the internet. We had 3,000 different angles of something that they chose to do in broad daylight, something that we had to witness, something that we all remember where we were on 9/10, which is now coming up, about to be a year. That's crazy. And I just think it's at the top of the list. And it's also because it's crazy because, like, Charlie died defending Tucker Carlson. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, man. I feel like it's a huge priority. But when I do see, I'll be honest, when I see Tucker Carlson's videos on YouTube and he just be talking about everything else, I'm like, it's hard. It's hard for me. It's hard. Maybe not for other people, but it's hard for me, for Tucker Carlson to just be like, yeah, on to the next. Look at all these other things going on in the world. Look what's going on overseas. And I'm like, you know. But I tweeted this about Tucker Carlson. Right here. All right. Tucker Carlson is playing chess. These are quotes that I hear all the time. It's many more quotes than this. He's keeping his enemies close and getting information. Then that's when I said maybe people are in denial, but he has said numerous times he doesn't want no part of the CK investigation. And with Elizabeth Lane, he again says he's staying out of it. I was even wondering what happened to her fire, as she has been loud on the CK investigation this whole time, but also had little to say about it in an interview. No disrespect, just an observation. But saying Tucker is getting information and playing chess is downplaying that man's intelligence. He has the information and he knows what's going on, and he defends Erica and TPUSA. Take that and maybe now try to figure out why, after all this information, he has chosen to remain silent. And so, different reactions. We see, like, he probably feels too much responsibility in asking CK to hire Blake Neff, since we all know he is most likely involved in a very big way. Maybe, but whose fault is that? I mean, that's I don't know. Maybe. I think he's saving face with Erica and avoiding saying anything that would get him sued, possibly trying to avoid getting himself off while getting it out there as much as possible. He's allowing guests to know guess who he knows don't believe the narrative discussed with him. Yeah, and I've seen this. The thing is, I also try to tell other people as well that Tucker has talked about that blue and white country. He has talked about them in a poor way before Charlie Kirk was eliminated. That's why the whole, like, go Max, because, like, Tucker Carlson already been on that. Charlie Kirk just said like, I can't say all that right now because yeah, you know what I mean? I got folks watching. You feel me? But Tucker Carlson been on that time. That's why he told him to go max. And then now that Charlie gone, Tucker Carlson still talks about them. He just doesn't talk about Charlie Kirk involving in that situation. But he still talks about them. So I get confused and folks be like, man, maybe he was threatened. I'm confused. Did everybody else forget Tucker Carlson's content? Tucker Carlson has been off the plantation, the MAGA and Trump. He's been off that for a minute. You know what I mean? Like he's been the whole heavy anti-Izzy. Him and Megyn Kelly, they've been anti-Izzy. So I'm like, the threats would be nothing new. I'm confused. And then sure, somebody might be like, oh, well, when Charlie died, that's when it really hit for him. And I'm like, bro, he has documentaries on BB Netanyahu. He's went over there. He's done so many things that essentially you know that what comes with that. So like, I don't really understand that part of being like, maybe he's being threatened now. He's already been talking about them and he still talks about them. So if he's threatened, he wouldn't even talk about them at all, but he still talks about them. So that's why I brought up the idea, I proposed that I was like, yo, I'm not going to lie. It sounds like controlled op because how was he allowed to talk about them? All of this time he's talked about them. Now he just can't talk about them with Charlie Kirk. It's just weird, bro. It's weird. But it's expected. Everybody is going to be very emotional and coming up with different benefit of the doubts and stuff like that. And that's fine. That's fine. That's the whole point of just civil dialogue, and different opinions, perspectives, and views. Megyn Kelly as well. Megyn Kelly's an op. Yeah. Absolutely an op. He's 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to be portrayed as a Candace. He doesn't. And to me, that's not really, that's the thing about this Charlie Kirk investigation and Charlie Kirk situation in general, is that you really have to pick a side. You have to. And it's almost like they did it on purpose. And I tweeted this earlier too. It might have been a TikTok, but I was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Every day that goes by, especially that we're coming up on a year now, I'm like, man, this feels like this happened to keep the regular people divided. And it's like it's a huge club and we not in on it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I'm like, this is, to me, I wouldn't say black and white, but when you choose to be on the other side, like let's just take people that love Erica, for example, that like, let's say Tucker Carlson. He's like, yeah, man, I love Erica. I love Blake Neff. I love TPUSA. That's like a jab to the heart for us regular folks. Cause it's like, dog, Erica, the person that has the child directing traffic allegations. What? You're taking her side? The text messages of her talking to minors? You're taking her side? Now, then you start wondering, like, okay, I'm going to have to start questioning you as an individual. Why would you want to align yourself with people like that? You know what I mean? Or the blatant lies that they've been telling. TPUSA as a whole. Them calling everybody demonic and anti-Semitic, and they're doing the same thing. To be honest, TPUSA is turning into some like Jewish organization because they're doing the same thing. And I'm like, Tucker can't stand that. Tucker cannot stand. He still talks about it to this day. He cannot stand when he criticizes Izzy and then he's immediately labeled anti-Semitic or something. So I'm like, bro, Erica and TPUSA do that all the time. But you just said you love them. So I'm confused. And it's one of those things, man. I just feel like it's dividing us regular people. But for some reason, why do I feel like all the people at the top are in cahoots? That's just how I'm feeling, okay? Because I'm like, why Tucker being cool with Erica don't make any sense. But then I'm like, Candace is cool with Tucker, but I'm like, what? Candace is also cool with Megan. Well, she's not cool with Megan Kelly, but like, everybody's just like in the mix, and it's just so crazy. The dynamic is just it doesn't. It's just bizarre, bro. It's just bizarre. It's bizarre. I just feel like everybody's just in on it and they know what's going on, and I'm just like, what? Like I've already said, like Candace and Brandon Tatum don't make any sense being friends. Not that Candace would call out Tucker or Megan Kelly, but it just doesn't make any sense. She gave Megan Kelly grace, but I'm like, oh man, Megan Kelly is out here pushing Fed slop. She's pushing it. So I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's weird, man. I just feel like we are putting in. I want to give like us regular people. I want to give us more credit. That's what I was telling Baze when we had collabed the other day, or the other week. I was telling Baze that I'm like, Baze, I just feel like us regular folks don't give each other credit, man. Like we giving credit to all of these people, all of these huge platforms that's heavy into politics, that has a past of pushing propaganda. Whether they don't work for them anymore and they started their own thing, which a lot of them did. But I'm like, dog, every single person that's in the CK investigation is like a normal person like us, like me, like all of us. You couldn't find anything that's like, oh man, have you seen Jay's old content? Bro, he used to be. You couldn't find that. I'm normal. I've been the same forever. So I'm like, when we bring up these people, for example, Tucker Carlson, I'm like, dog, I don't think anybody should just like give these people the benefit of the doubt. How about whatever they tell you and whatever they show you who they are, believe them. These people should be earning our trust every day. Every day. They should be earning our trust every day. But for some reason, they get to this status and they get to, where a lot of people are just like, again, just giving them benefit of the doubt for absolutely everything. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. You got to earn for if you're going to be a figure where you're supposed to stand for truth, I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to hold you to that. And so, I don't know, man. It's super weird. What is this? Oh, Reg, do you think that CO and BT are connected financially? They are. I mean, I wouldn't say it like that, but Brandon Tatum's merchandise company does all of Candace Owens' stuff. And he said that. He said his merchandise company does all the Candace Owens and stuff, but him and Candace don't really they don't have to talk about it because, the company's big enough to they got people to run that for them. And he said out of his own mouth, he said, the only thing that ever happens is like, if it somehow gets escalated and there's some issues, then he would go straight to George, Candace's husband. So that's when I was like, George is in, you know what I mean? So, everybody's connected in some strange way. Because I've been saying, I don't understand their friendship at all, man. Because Brandon Tatum be saying some crazy stuff, and I think that he says it because he's bought. He's 100% bought, so he says these things to please his bosses. But I'm like, how could you be cool with somebody that's bought? Like, what are the conversations like behind closed doors that her and Brandon Tatum be having? Like, that's where my mind be going. Listen, I just had a newborn. I was just sitting there thinking the whole week, bro. This whole week, I just been sitting there thinking, like, it's just insane, we are. That's why when somebody said earlier in the chat about, what is a priority, what's important. So, Tucker Carlson is focusing on other things. And I'm like, dog, us regular people, bro, we're going live 4 to 5 times a night. And y'all know it. Y'all know how the space is. It's not just me. We're going live 4 or 5 times a night. Talking about a lot of things, but like especially with Charlie Kirk stuff, hours being put in, 3-4 whole hours a night being put in for Tucker Carlson to never talk about it. Like, I don't understand. For Tucker Carlson to never talk about the Charlie Kirk thing unless he drops an interview once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, and then that once every 2 weeks is going to be 5 minutes out of 2 hours. You know what I mean? I love Candace to death, but I'm just again going to tell you, like, 1 hour for 4 days a week. You know what I mean? So that's why I mean by, like, we as as regular people, we just don't give each other enough credit. Like, we need to put our faith and trust into each other, because that's like what it's all about. Like what's going on right now is gonna affect us. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. I just went on this whole thing. Y'all know me. I probably been holding that in all week. Oh man. Handler word is making good cop, bad cop. Well, by him, he's constantly lying, so don't believe him. He's all natural. You see what he's doing in Nolan Wells' case. Man, yeah. I gotta do another video about it. I can't even get into it. I gotta do another video about it though. How is baby doing? Baby is doing well. He is sleeping. I don't hear him right now, so I'm assuming sleeping. But he is doing well. I feel like we literally created the same child twice. Because him and his brother 3 years apart, but they look identical. It's crazy. But he doing good though. You get so pretty. What? Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Now here's something else that went down that was actually pretty interesting. Let me see if I can find it, because it was. There we go. I think Gary might have. I definitely don't want to watch. No, I don't want to watch Gary's commentating. Okay, so for the ones that don't know, Stu Peters and I'm sorry, I'm looking at y'all comments. Now the whole handler word is making more sense when I hear this. I'm like, look, listen, just think about it like this, okay? Again, this is hospital thinking right here. I am not accusing anybody of being a handler right here. I'm just thinking out loud, and I was like, dang, bro, like, that is crazy, ain't it? So thinking of handlers, how everybody's talking about, and I'm gonna get into the Stu Peters thing. I was talking about how we talk about how like Erica was kind of placed. I'm getting comfortable right here. Oh, got my blanket. We was talking about how Erica was kind of like a handler for Charlie, right? She was placed in his life. Candace said the same thing. She was placed in his life at a very important and crucial time. Charlie just went through a breakup. Charlie was heading towards the peak of his career. And all of that, right? The rest is unfortunate history. But when you think of like the story of them getting together, and you think of why Erica was place there, and y'all know the story of like Erica following him to Izzy, and then Tyler Boyer flew her out to the opening at Turning Point, and you know she was just following him around, following Charlie Kirk around until she finally got in there. But I thought about I went into listening to Candace and George's story on how they got together. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. It sounds I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It sounds dang near the same, bro. And it was around the same time as Erica beating Charlie. And look, I'm not even saying, again, I'm not accusing anybody of anything, none of that. What I'm saying is patterns, right? Pattern recognition, the timing is just like, do you believe in coincidences? If so, then great. But George and Erica came around the same time. You know, if you listen to George and Candace's story, they talk about how they only knew each other for like 18 days before George proposed. They didn't really do anything romantically before he proposed. And then it just happened. And, you know, when I'm listening to his story and how he describes it, he's like, yeah, man. And, you know, I think God played a huge role in God. Is extremely, you know, faith-based on why he thinks it worked out with him and Candace. And I was just like, that's the religion thing and all of that, and God this. And I'm like, bro, I don't know, man. Like, you just happen to see Candace out there, and then you just followed Candace over here, and you didn't even kiss. Y'all didn't even kiss. Y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all didn't even kiss. Y'all didn't even kiss. Y'all wasn't even macking. Y'all wasn't even like, you know what I mean? The honeymoon phase of when you freshly falling in love and falling for somebody. And he just, boom, woke up one day and said, man, that's going to be my wife. So I was like, dog, that's so crazy, because like that sounds just like freaking Erica and Charlie. Just like, it's strange. Now, I've said before, now they're on kid number 5. So like, whatever, you know what I mean? Candace seems happy. And clearly, if George was a handler, it ain't working. You know what I mean? So that's what makes me feel a little bit better about their situation, because Erica was successfully a handler because Charlie stepped out of line, and unfortunately, look at what's going on right now. But if George was actually a handler, then he would be doing a terrible job, because Candace cannot be controlled. She is going crazy, absolute max. So that's what makes me feel like that was one of those one-off situations where like it could have very well happened. You know, it wouldn't happen for me, but that doesn't mean it wouldn't happen for somebody else. And so, you know, because I thought about it before, I'm like, shoot, yeah, they got kids, but I mean, shoot, Charlie probably would have kept having kids too. That would not have meant nothing. And so, you know, like I said, I don't think he is a handler, because if he was, he'd be doing a terrible job. But I definitely was like, that is crazy though. Like him and Erica came around the same time, and then he can't really explain what made him propose in 18 days. He's just like, God this, God that, and I'm like, you know. But again, there's no way he's a handler, because he's doing a terrible job if he is. Now, Stu Peters and Andrew Wilson, they had a debate, and we won't be watching the whole thing because it kind of goes in circles a lot, but I do want y'all to hear some of it, because this is kind of the first time that people at that level, as far as like platforms, go against each other on this Charlie Kirk situation. So Stu Peters is supposed to be on our side, and Andrew Wilson is definitely on their side. So I want y'all to hear some of this debate, because Andrew Wilson is heavily connected with TPUSA. I don't know if he's getting paid. He denies it and stuff like that. But he's been, I think, putting money on Candace's head, talking about, I'll offer you this amount of money. And it's like 6 figures, I think, to debate Candace Owens. Now, I think after watching this, I can understand why Candace Owens has never accepted it. I mean, like, you know, if it's 300,000, I'd accept it. I don't care if, you know, it went bad or not. Shoot, 300,000 just to talk to me for an hour. Sure, if you get on my nerves, whatever. But that's just me. But Stu Peters and Andrew Wilson went at it, and I want y'all to hear some of it. Let me, you know, drop your thoughts as well. Let me pull it up right here. Yeah. That's Candace went to the UK, and then George was in the crowd and saw her or something, and then they had an after event, like dinner or something, and George was there, but they still didn't really talk that much. And then George flew over to America for something. So yeah, I mean, it was, you know, again, it's crazy, but hey, if that's their love story, you know, it is what it is. I don't really have a reason to think he's a handler. I was just talking out loud, talking my thoughts out loud
about the rules and everything, and the intro time and the rebuttal and then free flow discussion. We want this to be a fair debate.
The rules were substance debate, no ad homs.
I agree.
You said if there's ad homs, you'll remove that person. I think.
Yeah, one warning, and then I'll just like end the debate.
Yep, that sounds fair.
Sounds great.
I thought we agreed on 75 minutes. I don't know how we could possibly get through everything in an hour.
Yeah, I'll speak about that when he gets in here. Let me get a water.
Okay. Conclusion. He's going to ask a lot of questions, but he doesn't seem to be great at demonstrating the claims that he's already made. Claim 1, Stu Peters says Andrew Colvett is Jewish. This was posted by him September 21st. Quote, Andrew Colvett is a Jew, and I'm not buying even one piece of the official Charlie Kirk assassination story. No evidence.
Yeah, I agree. When I see Candace and George on camera talking to each other, one, George does look like her type, and two, they definitely like look at each other with like that, you know what I mean? That look. And so I believe him. I believe in them for sure. They look real. And shoot, that she got 5 kids. She got to start in 5. So like clearly everything going fine.
Given for the claim at all. Both of Colvett's parents were Catholic. There's an
yes, this is Sneeko, like a kick streamer guy, huge platform. Somehow he became the mediator, or what is it, moderator? Yeah, moderator. And it was Andrew Wilson right here. That's on the TPUSA side, and obviously this is Stu Peters.
Any evidence he has any ethnic Jewish blood at all. So that's just totally made up. Claim 2, quote, we now with 100% certainty know that Andrew Colvett was linked to Fort Huachuca in the days and weeks leading up to Charlie Kirk's assassination. That was July 17th on X. Colvett denies the claim. The only evidence Stu has made for the claim is a man named Snow, who also believes it. What? You said 3 minutes.
That's it, 2. I can push it to 3 if you guys both agree.
Yeah, you said 3 minutes.
I'll go through 3. You have another minute, so I'll give you 3 as well. Go ahead.
Colvett denies the claim. The only evidence Stu has made for the claim is a man named Snow, who also believes his father is the Zodiac killer and that a cockroach he captured was actually a spying device. Thus far, he hasn't shown us the cockroach even. Snow has provided no evidence for the presence of Andrew Colvett. Eric,
I'm gonna get into the back and forth.
You have 1 minute, but
and I never made the claim.
USA.
Sure, to give a debate course.
Okay, so you've been paid by Turning Point USA.
So has their guys who mow their lawn. Okay, well,
so they work for
that was the point.
TPUSA too.
The difference
They work
is
for the
guys
Jews
that mow the
too. They work
lawn,
for the Jews
the
because they
guys
mow their
that mow the
lawn.
lawn, Andrew, are not saying on stream and they're not saying on social media platforms with a big following that Erica Kirk's fucking retarded, and then automatically and then turning quickly right after they get paid for their lawn job and the edging and the weeding and the blowing that she's the greatest at everything.
When did I ever say that?
That's what we're here for.
When did I ever say that she's the greatest and the bestest at everything? Just making shit up, bro.
She's not retarded anymore.
You're just
right?
making shit up.
She's
all
not
women are
retarded
retarded.
anymore.
All women are retarded.
Okay, so anyway,
all of them. Am
they
I
can't
stuttering?
find
Hang on,
anyone
listen
who likes
closely.
them.
All women.
they
So
can't
that would
find
necessarily
anyone who
include Erica Kirk.
Don't let this trigger you at all. This is Andrew Wilson's content. He is one of those people. If you just pull him up on YouTube, that's all he does is debate women and just tell them how terrible they are. So don't be triggered by that at all. That's just him.
Are fucking retarded. All
Okay,
of them.
this is what your tactic is. You want to move away from what the debate core is. You want to shift the burden.
I want to know,
burden
first of all,
is,
do you believe that there was an
Tell me
exploding
how
microphone?
Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, and
What's the
I'm happy.
evidence of
I'm
that?
happy to get to all these claims. Let's
Okay,
start
well,
with
that's what we're here
yours.
for. So start
You
there.
have
You
made
are the guy who's been
claims.
paid. Confess to his dad, confess to his mom,
Yeah.
confess to a minister, confess to a U.S. Marshal, confess to a sheriff.
Yeah.
So in a preliminary hearing, which
I didn't
is
see
the
that
equivalent
introduced.
of which is the equivalent of a grand jury, why would they not call any of those witnesses to say,
Because they didn't need to.
my son confessed that he
Because
killed Charlie Kirk?
they didn't need to.
They are to provide their most damning evidence during a preliminary
That's not the
hearing.
most damning evidence. The most damning
What
evidence
is the video
the text
that Jack Posobiec
messages.
saw?
No, the text message confessions most damning evidence.
Y'all also got to remember Andrew Wilson got schooled by this one girl. The girl was basically saying Andrew Wilson decided to marry. He'd been talking all this trash about women, but he married a woman that had like 3 baby daddies. It was crazy, and he immediately got defensive and dang near cried because he was getting schooled by that girl, and started just calling her a B and all this other stuff. But yeah, Andrew Wilson makes a living off of just trying to trash women.
Well, then
And the
why
fact
would
that they were
Jack
able to pull
Posobiec
the
and
data
Benny
off of
Johnson
it.
come out and say that they saw a video. It's case closed. It's open and shut.
Yeah, both
They
of those
saw a
guys were
video.
wrong. In fact, the
They
second
were
they
wrong.
said that,
You mean they
yeah,
lied? You mean
I told
they
them.
lied?
I told both those guys that was stupid to do.
There's
what the
a
hell's wrong
difference
with you?
between wrong and lying.
Well, what
one
Kai
team,
Schwimmer,
One
Schwimmer
side
said,
of our conversation
hang on.
today, the
Yeah,
side
I'll
that
answer.
you're supporting is filled
Mhm.
with liars. The side that that I'm here representing is filled
Yeah.
with people who don't believe the liars.
Okay, great. They
So
don't
they're
believe the
looking for
liars,
other
huh?
theories.
Would you
There-
say that a
there's
liar?
people talking about fold ARs,
Okay.
and there's people
Yeah.
talking about trap doors and
And they're
magnetic force
talking
fields
about-
and drone
yeah.
swarms and everything.
Mike's
else.
exploding.
Microphone. Yeah, all of that.
You
None of that would be considered if we
Uh-huh.
weren't
You-
talking about a group of people who have continuously been caught lying,
great.
including something that they saw in a courtroom, which in my opinion should
Great.
be against the law. Jack Posobiec, in my opinion, should be arrested for that.
Great. He should be arrested for it. In what way, though, does this in any way provide for your theories that Andrew Colvett and Erica Kirk were at Fort T'Chaka, which you've said on stream
Fort T'Chaka is crazy.
hundreds of times? You said that there's 100% link to Andrew Colvett and Fort T'Chaka. You've said this so many times, Stu. And now,
Andrew, are
when
you
you're in
telling
front of
me
the
that you
world,
don't
when you're in
have
front of the
anything
world,
here?
you won't
You're
say
in
a
front of
word.
the world. You've been running your mouth about how Tyler Robinson
Yeah.
killed Charlie.
Leslie,
No,
they
no,
can't.
all
We're
I've said is that the
backstage,
evidence
Leslie. They
supports
can't
it.
hear us right now.
Everybody
if you
at
want to
Turning
unmute.
Point, from Blake Neff to
Great.
Andrew
I'm
Cole
not a
to
Turning
Tyler
Point.
Boyer and Erica Kirk. That's
Great.
who I want to debate.
That's
You were
nice.
out-
What
were
is
out
he
you
killing
tell me
saying
people.
to
how
Saka?
I'll debate you.
Colvett-
I'll debate you. So
Can
here I
you
am
tell me how
asking
Andrew
you to
was
show me the evidence
Andrew
of Tyler Robinson
Colvett?
killing Charlie Kirk.
Was it?
Why is this happening though? Like, I mean, somebody please, just let somebody talk. I don't know why either one of them are doing this.
Andrew Colvett at Fort T'Chaka or not, Stu?
I'm not here to talk about.
I'm not here to answer any of your questions.
Fort Huachuca.
I'm not here to answer any of your
We're
questions.
here to discuss whether or not Tyler Robinson
All right, how about
killed
this?
Charlie
Do you
Kirk. He's on
believe-
trial for his life.
Well, look. Part of that is
He's
going
on
to be the
trial for his
elimination
life
of
while
other
Erica
things.
Kirk is crying and saying she forgives him, and while Jack Posobiec and while Andrew Colvett are saying, and Benny Johnson and Officer Tatum go into a preliminary hearing where for the first day there's no camera allowed.
the same guys that were in the Epstein Phase 1 Bindergate Jew crew, and they came out and they said, we just saw a video. I saw it with my own eyes. Quote, you see Tyler Robinson pulling the trigger.
So what? So what?
It's another lie. There has been
how does that prove your theories, though? Steve?
Lies when even telling the truth would suit them better. Lying about alibis, lying about the dates when they were
How does this
somewhere,
support
lying about drinking, lying about
I'm going to
dating.
grant it, bro. I'm going to grant it. They're all a bunch of fucking liars. How does this support any of your theories?
There could be 6 million theories.
I'm asking you about yours, Stu.
I'm
asking about.
Nah, but see, you can't do that though. You can't. You can't just say, okay, all of them are liars. So what? What? You can't just like say that and brush it over, bro. Why would they be lying if Tyler Robinson was the lone gunman? Why would there be a need to lie? Why would there be a orchestrated group effort to come up with lies to push propaganda? Why would that be necessary if it's so clear that Tyler Robinson is the lone gunman? If there's a mountain of evidence, then you wouldn't need multiple people to lie. So that's huge. All of them are liars, and you're just gonna sit here and just say, okay, let's just say all of them are liars. So what? So what? What are you talking about? That's the biggest thing. Why would they be lying? But he just like he's trying to like strong arm the conversation and just like focus on one point. And he realizes that Stu Peters does not want to talk about that one point. So he's just gonna keep on just beating a dead horse. Now I don't know why Stu Peters won't just answer what he's saying, because Stu Peters has said a lot about Fort Huachuca already. You know, him and Escobar been going at it over the last couple of weeks. So, like, I don't know why he won't say anything. Like, just say something that you've already said. I don't know if he's trying to protect confidential, sources and stuff like that. But, like, just say something, bro, so he can move on and stop saying the same thing over and over again.
Stu,
the difference is in one of them, a man is on trial for his life, Andrew.
If you held
these are the people you're out here shilling for. You're paid
Stu,
by these guys.
I'm not paid by them. Great. You're just lying again. So it's great. Stu, start with this. Let's just start with this. This is really simple.
Did you take money from Turning Point?
Do you to teach a debate course for one day?
You're trying once again to displace further.
I literally trained a debate course for one day, which I do all across the world for people.
You've been paid by Turning Point.
So was Candace Owens. Candace Owens was paid
retarded.
Candace Owens was paid by Turning Point. What have we established?
I'll just say, I think Candace Owens could be Charlie Kirk's only real friend.
Yeah, but she was paid by Turning Point, hell of a lot more than I was. So that aside, here's what's really funny too, Stu.
Candace Owens is cheering for Tyler Robinson to be put down
eliminate
like a dog for a crime.
Hold on, let's try not to interrupt. Let's try not to interrupt. It's getting from both sides.
Okay, well, let me try.
Okay.
Somebody saying go check out Stu Peters on Blackline Brief. All right. Majority of what is this?
On
I was literally about to say that majority of this interview or this debate was pointless. I'll be honest. I watched most of it. Stu Peters could have did better, because that was a chance to bring up all the different claims to prove that there is reasonable doubt. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And he didn't. He really didn't. Or at least maybe he tried to, but he could have did way better at doing it. A lot of times he just didn't answer, or he was just like also focused on one thing, and it just could have been way better from Stu Peters. Andrew Wilson, that was expected. That's what Andrew Wilson does. He just strong arms the conversation, tries to focus on one point. If you come up with a valid point, he'll just say, "Oh, that doesn't matter," or "Sure, I'll give it to you. Now what?" and just keep moving. Like, that's his thing. But Stu Peters could have done better, because he did what we just saw. Stu Peters did that for the entire hour. He just didn't really bring things to the table that was like hey, I don't have the definitive answer, because Andrew Wilson wants you to say, okay, if Tyler Robinson doesn't make sense, what's your theory? And it has to make sense right now. I don't have to do that. I can just bring a lot of different things to the table to show you, hey, all of these things are weird for the narrative to be Tyler Robinson was the lone gunman and he acted alone. I'm going to bring all these things to the table that all happen around the same time, and all these people are acting strange. And that shouldn't be happening if the narrative you believe is true. Can we agree? And then go from there. But I don't think Stu Peters did a good enough or a good job in this debate. I think he just matched Andrew Wilson's energy, but really was not saying nothing. And yeah, that was a huge opportunity to get it out to the world, like everything. And he even brought like the picture of the kids up. I wish they had timestamps, but he even brought pictures of the kids up one time of the fake alibi. And Andrew Wilson was like, prove that it wasn't your kids. And I don't know, it just wasn't good enough. Stu Peters could have did better. But yes, debating is challenging. You can definitely freeze up on the spot. So I am not minimizing that at all. Yeah, I agree. This is the smartest perspective I've heard in a long time. They should be fighting for our trust, and the small guys keep going. Bill, yes, absolutely. Thank you for supporting the channel. Absolutely, they should. I appreciate you. All right. Someone said pull up the Black Line briefs. Stream, I will. Let's see what you've been doing, Matt. Haven't checked in over here in a minute. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Man. Oh, man. It's just, that's been another thing about the podcast world and X and all that other stuff. It's just strange. It's a strange place sometimes, man. It's a strange place. It's a strange place. I'm saying that because
does that make sense?
I'm saying that because I told y'all the other day already, so it's really nothing new. But I hit up Matt the couple of weeks ago as soon as the preliminary was over, and I was like, "Hey, bro, like, let's collab to chop it up about the prelim." And he was like, "Nah, man, it's just not the direction my channel's going in," and blah blah blah. I was like, "All right, bro, like, respect is what it is." You know what I mean? I just thought, like, you feel me? He asked me twice early on, and I was like, I'll collab with anybody. You know what I mean? So I was like, whatever. Like, I think everybody in the chat was like, bro, go check him out. And then I was like, oh yeah, bro, like, this is great. Great dude. You know what I mean? I have no issues at all. I think it was an interesting thing though. But yeah, so like early on, like, let me see. Yeah, like, he's at 31K subs now. So like, he's been killing it. This was like 7K subs, Matt. You know what I mean? 6K subs, Matt. And everybody was like, bro, go collab. I was like, bro, I don't mind at all. Like, this is great. I love just talking to people. And so I did. Every time he asked, I was on. We did like 2-3 times. I'm like, bro, I don't care. Like, let's chop it up. And then man, I asked one time. One time. And he was like, nah, man, channel going in a different direction, blah, blah. I was like, all right, bro. Respect. Here's what it is. This is when he was at like 17, 18. Okay. I was like, all right, bro. Like, cool. bro, literally like the next week and on, it's been like a collab like all the time. And I am somebody like y'all know me, I'll chop it up. We've been doing Yappisodes for a minute and all of that stuff. So like I whatever. So I've never been tripping on like collabs and all of that. I was just like, hey, it'd be cool. Like, you know what I mean? I felt like collabing over the prelim because it was a cool thing to chop it up on. And I was like, yeah, bro, let me just hit up Matt. So when he said that, I was like, oh, okay. Like, all right, it is what it is. But then when I seen the next week and literally since then, I'm looking at the page right now, it's straight collabs. I'm like, okay, bro. That's, you know what I mean? All right, bro. And then I'm seeing who's on here for collab, and I'm like, I'm seeing the trend. You know what I mean? I see what's going on. So it's cool, bro. It is what it is. It's just interesting because I just, stuff like that is just strange to me. So that's why I do hesitate. I do hesitate. What episode am I looking for? Alex Jones has issued a warning of Mitch Snow's shady past and is heavily concerned Mitch Snow is attempting to set up Candace over the Fort Huachuca. They have tried to set up Alex Jones over the years. You're not going to believe what you hear. I gotta pull it up, so we're gonna find out. New member, I appreciate you joining the Yap family. Welcome. Proud to be here. I love the new you coming smart, fresh perspectives. Keep us out of the echo chambers. Absolutely. That's the goal. Stew is hot. Y'all love stew. Yeah, I mean, I'm reading the comments before I pull it up just so I can catch up a little bit. Yeah, I realized that too. I realized that as well. And it's a general conversation, but I realized that, a lot of people want to be the platform. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to be the platform where, names, faces, all of that, right? So like a lot of people want to be that. They got the names and faces where it brings the traction and all that other stuff. So like, is what it is. People do that. It happens. I just like transparency. You feel what I'm saying? Like I've been the same since day one. Y'all know me. So that's why it does get tricky with like it's hard finding like, genuine people. And it never stopped the train over here. We've been doing what we've been doing for years, bro. That's the funniest part. I'm like, bro, X and YouTube. I'm like, bro, YouTube. Some people remember the platform, or some people remember the YouTube content back in 2020 because we've been over here for a while. So like I said, we started it back up in January 2025. But I'm like, dog, we've been on TikTok for years, bro. You know what I mean? We're talking about 300 something thousand supporters on TikTok. Like, ain't nothing new. We've always stayed the same. We've never switched up. So I just find it like funny, more just one person, but like a lot of people. I'm like, oh, okay, so went Hollywood. Okay. Okay. All right. I see how this is going. Everybody go Hollywood. They just switch up.
Boy, the next time
All right, here we go. Stu Peters. Y'all say he said something interesting. Here you go, right here.
Light church. The time that's Congress did. All right. Can you hear us yet?
Hold on a second. Why is it doing this?
When you were
All right,
backstage,
can you guys hear me
would.
now?
Yes. Yes.
Where did Mitch go?
I had
Kick
to.
me off before Mitch gets kicked off.
No, he's not kicked off. He's backstage.
Well,
I
was
don't
Mitch
know
here?
what. Yes, he is. So here, let me do this. Ashley, I'm going to pull you off for a second. Okay. I don't know why it's not my presets. I have 2 guests, 3 guests,
you got
4
to give me
guests.
more time than that. You almost caught me in the bathroom, Matt. You know,
I might have to go out and come back in because I cannot hear you guys.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let me just try to leave and swing right back.
All right. When he comes
Hey,
back,
Matt.
yeah.
You guys,
Hi,
I
Ash.
don't mean to like mess with your audience. Your audience is.
I'm totally fine not being gone for this. I have
This is
no.
Hold on.
I'm like the
everybody's trying to
fangirl
imitate
of the
Matt's show.
group.
Don't do that to him. I actually have some stuff to get to, and we're under a deadline, unfortunately.
Okay.
So
Hold on, what's going on?
That you didn't want to like broadcast, you would literally have to like lean down and whisper it in his little weird ears,
Yes.
his little elf ears. And then I thought that it was kind of curious, like why would
Hold on, what part exactly am I looking for with Stu Peters? Because I see that it does go for a while. Is it with the rooftop? He doesn't like bass, so maybe because you talked to him, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I knew that would ruffle the feathers. But like, I mean, bro, we all grown. You know what I mean? Like, we all grown here. We had a great conversation, me and Bays, and it wasn't even about any of that. And first off, the build up was also, you know, very adultish in my opinion. Like, you know, me and Bays' community and in the Yap community, we've all been kind of going back and forth. And I've told Bays before through passing, I was like, bro, I'm not with like all the extra, you know what I mean? Like, none of that. So yeah, when me and Bays started talking to figure something out, like on winning the collab, I'm like, yeah, bro, like let's just chop it up. Like all that other drama stuff, like, bro, that's over with, man. You know what I mean? I just want to chop it up, genuinely get to know you and figure out, you know, how you feel about this CK thing, and it'll be a great conversation. He could have been pissed. Maybe ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm still trying to figure out the timestamp with Stu Peters. Oh, okay. Stu has technical difficulties throughout. He's going to get maybe 10 minutes in. Okay.
I turned into Charlie's handler, and it's just like these guys can't get out of their own way.
Yeah.
And you know, when you hold on to something for a while and watch them squirm, they hang themselves almost every single time.
Yeah.
So
Did y'all see the video that came out where it was Jeremy Boring was actually sitting with Gary Melton when Gary was saying that he watched it happen live and then he kind of stumbled over himself?
Yep.
But Jeremy Boring was even saying that he was with the head of his security people in a steakhouse in Tennessee.
Correct.
And he was getting the information about what was going on in the SUV.
Correct.
At the same time as then we've got, you know, Midget Horse Rider in LA apparently getting
Ben Shapiro on the
information
phone.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a video that they shot at Jeremy Boring's house. I played it on here.
When
Frank.
Jeremy
Let's see. I'm gonna go to this rooftop thing. I seen something here.
You absolutely can have that.
All the time.
We don't live in a place where, you know, like rules are and, you know, followed. It happens all the time. And trust me, as a person who's been in and out of jails for 15 years, as a guy who was chasing fugitives and jailing people and picking people up from jails and going in.
Well, you said go back. Bro, I need a timestamp. Stu holds discussion almost the whole time he's on the BLB. Okay.
I was treated like that when I'm doing something that's constitutionally. Those are you don't have a tip. It was from first point also closing such as their response to it of
try to backpedal when they realize that all.
That's what Candace was saying, that or his shirt or his necklace, or if something else was on him. You know, she's obviously speculating to be like, we don't know. But the first thing that they said was, we've got him, we're headed to the hospital. And then later in the call, you hear, get that thing off of him.
And I think they're, I don't know, George Webb and
it didn't work.
Where they are supposed to be in this safe housing unit or segregated here, and they're all of a sudden something happened and they're dead. Well, now this guy who hurt a lot of children is just no longer alive, and it's too bad. That kind of stuff happens all the time. So I'm not going to be gaslit into believing that these things don't mistakenly happen, you know.
Right.
It does. So
accidentally on purpose type of thing.
I think it's a concern that there's an influx. There should be no changes. But the good news is the people who are, man, I don't know how to say this. The good news is that it's on the radar of the people who are keeping an eye on him, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Some people that are.
So I think that the people who are there in charge of his safety and security are very aware of this. But I don't know. I mean, I've come to learn that if a certain group of people wants to get at you, they will.
Yeah. Did you guys see? Okay, I want to show something real quick because I noticed something. Do you guys? So the rooftop video that Candace played, which is the video that they played in court, obviously not 4K, obviously not high def, and I played the video of Trump on.
Yeah, Tyler Robinson is absolutely in danger. He for sure is. He's been in danger since, we talked about that before. He's been in danger since a long time. But that Friday that all the influencers came out and started saying that we saw his face in 4K, he did it. It was like watching Charlie die all over again and all that. We might have had a Yappisode that night or the next night. I was like, bro, that was like the signal. Like that was the countdown of his life, or the countdown to when his life may be over, because that was the craziest lie ever, and they thought that we would never see the video. Obviously, Candace got it, but when they started coming out and saying all that, saying we saw his face and Tyler Robinson never looked back at Erica, and they was just making this whole dramatic thing. I was like, okay, so they're going to have to play that video in court. So y'all going to end up being liars. I don't think that video is ever going to get played. Candace obviously played it, but nobody's responded to it. But I think that was the day that I was like, oh, it's starting. It's starting because now something's going to happen. They want to make sure that these things don't get out that are going to literally make TPUSA look foolish, and they're going to have to come out and address that they were lying. I don't see that ever happening. I don't ever see them coming out saying, oh, we apologize. You know what? We actually lied about that 4K footage. We actually lied about this evidence and that evidence and seeing his face. And we lied about it all. I don't see them doing that at all. But if the truth were to come out in trial, they would have to do that. Or you just kill him and you never have to do it. So like, yes, his life is absolutely in danger, and it started on that Friday.
September 12th, saying that the video was so bad that he's the size of an ant and basically useless. He popped out. There we go. Basically, Trump said on September 12th that that same video was useless and that the person on.
Yeah, I think I saw, I was reading the transcripts as everybody's talking. I think it said, this guy down here called Stu to get on here. And I think Mitch also called Stu. So yeah, but I was reading the transcripts, and that's what I believe they were talking about. That this guy said he called Stu to hop on, and Mitch Snow called Stu to hop on, and here we go.
Top is the size of an ant. That's the same video that like Benny Johnson, Brendan Tatum, Graham Allen all came out on that Friday and said it's high quality, high def, 4K, blah, 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 blah. All right, this is the footage. Okay, look over to the left. This is supposedly the top left of the Losi Center, right? Do you see this corner?
I'm skipping around just so I can get to the Stu Parks. I think I
building empty arms. All right, answer right here. This is way over here. There is no building right here. Okay, this building over here is covered with trees. This is way over here. There's nothing here, and I'll show you too that it's not this building. It's not a different view. Do you see these black 3 spaces right here on top of the windows? The building on top of the Losi Center that
missed it where JD Vance and Erica. Okay, man, it's gonna be hard because he's on for a while. I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm trying my best to like find parts, but there's no timestamps or chapters or anything. So forgive me.
Extra little with glasses all over the glass windows.
Yeah.
And you see it has these like grates above those windows. They're like rectangles. All right, so if we go back to this video, all right, there's no grates on this. So this is
what, Fort Huachuca? All right, I'm gonna do my best to see if I can find something. JD Vance. Let's see. Let me check X. X might be easier. Let's see. Let me go to the Black Line Briefs X. Maybe he clipped it. Let's see. Stu Peters, during the interview, Stu Peters dropped a bombshell after bombshell. He told the audience in his words when he says he knows Erica Kirk was at Candlewood Suites at Fort Huachuca. All right, let me play this part.
How do you know that?
Well, this
there's just some things that I just know, and I can't say how I know.
Yeah,
and you just got to respect that.
Yep.
You're just gonna have to respect that, but you will see it, and it will come out. But I just know, like when I look deadpan into the camera and I say, I know Erica Kirk was in the Candlewood Inn and Suites lobby on Fort Huachuca. It's because I know.
Yeah,
I know what I'm telling you to be true is true. So you will see it. Pick me up or don't. But you can start asking right now, why would somebody be waiting in the woods for the roof jumper? And who are they? I guess the whole lone wolf gunman at that point just kind of goes right out the window, doesn't it?
Wait. Stu, do you have the video?
I don't have it.
How do you know that?
Well, this
there's just some things that I just know, and I can't say how I know.
Yeah,
and you
for
just got to
sure.
respect that.
Yep.
You're just gonna have to respect that.
Okay, so all right, that's one clip. So basically, Stu Peters is saying that he knows that Erica Kirk, Franz Faye, Dr. Franz Faye, was in or at Fort Huachuca in the hotel lobby, and then he talks about the guy jumping off the roof, whoever that is waiting for two people that are waiting for him in the woods. I don't doubt any of those things, right? These things have, we all kind of have our imaginations that these things, like I believe it, right? I believe it because we all know that dang there ain't Tyler Robinson. We've already talked about cars following Tyler Robinson's Challenger all day. So, two people in the woods and all the other stuff. I believe it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I doubt it, because none of it makes sense. I think my biggest thing is just hearing everybody and their mama just talking about just trust me. I have information that I can't share. You have to trust me. I can't. I'm just tired of hearing it. I'm just not gonna lie, bro. It's just because it's not just one person saying it anymore, man. I've heard that from like so many people that are like presenting stuff online, and I'm just like, dog. Everybody is saying it. And I don't know. It's always like, it'll come out, and I'm like, sure, it might. But I'm also like, nobody can really be upset. I really get upset, or not upset. I really get like mad. Not mad. I get more so, some type of emotion when people get attacked for being like questioning, like, bro, can you please show something, or just like don't say nothing at all, and then that person gets attacked for it, and it's like, bro, this person doesn't have any patience or anything like that, and it's like, dude, it's been like 11 months. It's not that nobody has patience. It's just been 11 months. None of this is normal. So you can't say somebody doesn't have patience when it's been 11 months. Tyler Robinson's probably ain't gonna make it to trial. Like all of this stuff, bro. So like people are like, wait to win when Trump is not the president anymore, because that's another 2 years, right? Or at least a year next November. So, I hear these different angles of being like, everybody's protecting information because maybe Trump is going to pardon all of these people that get in trouble. But I'm like, then that means that you're telling people to wait another year and a half, bro. That's not like a realistic thing to. Nothing's literally going to change between now and next November. So that's why I say when people are like, just wait, it's going to come. I'm like, what exactly? I'm not doubting you. I'm not saying your life isn't in trouble. I'm just saying when 45 people say that they have crazy information that would just exonerate Tyler Robinson, and they're like, but I can't share it. I'm like, okay, bro. Well, he's just going to die. He's just going to die, and then everybody can release it after he dies. Like, I guess. But I believe him. I'm not saying that he's lying at all. Stu has been on the right side of history from day one on this thing. I like watching his content, so I'm not at all calling him a grifter or a liar or any of that. This is just me talking here. I'm just tired of people. I'm just tired of it all, man. Because the longer this waits, right, none of this is going to be brought up in court. None of it. So that's why I'm like, okay, wait till the court starts. It's over then. I don't know. Let me see if I can find another clip. Pull up Danks did something without timestamps. He'd be Yeah, I definitely need timestamps. Timestamps will help a lot, and it's definitely no worries at all. I didn't even know I was gonna be pulling that up, so no worries at all. And I believe the Fort Huachuca thing. Like I absolutely believe it. Like I told y'all already, Mitch. I talked to Mitch. It's been months now, but I mean, I didn't even have to talk to him. But without talking to him, I believed him. So yeah, I mean, I believe Erica was there. All of that. They clearly freaked out. She lied. She failed her alibi. Now, showing the proof that she was there, I don't know. I guess if you do that, something bad will happen to you. I guess. I don't know, bro. That's what everybody's saying. So I can't do nothing but just say, I guess it's true. But if you really get invested into it and just like really like, I'm like, bro, imagine the people that's been really locked in and invested of like waiting for something to drop. And it's like, yeah, bro, it's been 11 months, and people are still saying, oh, just wait. Yeah. You can wait. But I know for me personally, I'm like, I just care a little bit less. And then I'm just like, hey, when it come out, I'm going to be like, hey, finally, the proof to something that I already believed. Notice how devious Mitch is with his smirk on his face. Yeah, Mitch saw her for sure. AJ been an agent forever. Who's AJ? Oh, Alex Jones. I'm sure. Guys, Barron says the first man to the courthouse wins, but let's be real. Who are they going to run to if this goes all the way up to the White House? Exactly, bro. Exactly. Nobody, and I told y'all already. I mean, every time Barron says that, I'm like, bro, Barron, ain't nobody gonna run to their lawyer. They're backed by the government. I get it. They should in a regular world, but we live in a weird place, man. These folks is not worried about no lawyer and people telling. They backed by the strongest people, by the most powerful people. No, Candace Owens has brought receipts. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Like his life is in danger with or without this information being leaked. That's like that's my thing. It's like his life is in danger regardless. If they leak this information and they end up killing him, like that would be even more crazy because everybody would have known he was alive when this information dropped and now he's dead. That would make it even more crazy. But it is what it is. People will drop the information whenever they want to drop it. Let me see if I can find another maybe clip that was said in this live.
Peter Thiel, that's JD Vance. This
in the car.
Okay, here's a clip, but it's music on it. It's music. Let me see if I can find it on somebody else's page. Okay, we just watched that one. This is the same thing. Okay. Oh, I got this bookmark. Let's see what this one is.
The woods, and he's going to go into the exact same spot where the roof jumper is going to do his roof jumping and run toward the woods, and he's going to go into the exact same spot where there are
This video?
2 to 4 guys, and they are waiting there for him. And after the roof jumper goes into the woods, one of the other guys comes out. It's a guy that we've never seen before, wearing a completely different outfit than anybody has ever shown us, a completely different backpack. Then the crowd is running from the incident. And the guy turns around. We get a good 360-degree view of him, and then he goes back into the woods. Who do you suppose would be waiting in the woods for the roof jumper?
How do you know that?
Well, this
there's just some things that I just know, and I can't say how I know.
Yeah,
and you
for
just got to
sure.
respect that.
Yep.
You're just going to have to respect that. But you will see it,
Yep.
And it will come out. But I just know, like when I look deadpan into the camera and I say, I know Erica Kirk was in. Why would somebody be waiting in the woods?
Okay, we saw that too. This is right here.
A person from inside of Turning Point that sent me text messages between Tyler Boyer and other people that are like at administrative levels at Turning Point. And I've never put them on the screen. I'm never going to, because certainly it would expose who it was that was in the conversation. They would just be able to look back in their messages and know exactly who sent them to me. But the language that was being used was that Tyler Boyer and others were, quote, concerned, and this is ahead of Charlie dying. They were concerned that Charlie was about to, quote, go ballistic on the Trump admin over Epstein and war with Iran.
Yes.
And that was shortly after that, he was shouted down. He was rumored to have been shouted down, I guess, allegedly by Trump over his opposition to this war, and the rest is history. So it's like, I see how this thing goes. And, just like I went through a real life awakening, none of this was on I didn't care about Israel. I didn't care about Judeo-Christian values. This stuff was never pushed on me as a kid at church. My parents were divorced. My mom went to a Methodist church. My dad went to a Lutheran church in a small town. And these ministers and pastors, they were never really talking about it. And if they did, I didn't retain any of it. And as a guy, like doing law enforcement work, I didn't care until it was like pushed in front of me and I saw that response. So I think it's a genuine thing from my perspective. When I look at, okay, I wasn't a big fan of Charlie's, and then I look back and see what he's going through, it's like, no, that's a fact. I've been there. He was having an awakening, and if I'm right, and if it happened anything like it did with me, he was first talking to people who were close to him in his inner circle, and then after a while started to have the courage to say things in kind of a finessed way at first, softly on the air, while in private he was saying other things. And then lo and behold, what happens? We see text messages from Candace Owens from almost 2 years ago now, where he said he was telling these people to go to hell. So it's like, okay, that's exactly what I went through. And so that's why I get so pissed when somebody like, Nick Fuentes says, no, he was a shill until the last minute. Until his last breath, he was a shill. And it's just a lie. These people don't know him. They've never been through this. And if they have, what did they do? They cut and ran. They did a 180. They flipped the script. They left their people instead of leading their people. And now all these people are exposed. Everybody should know exactly who it is that I'm talking about, because these people are on the screen every single day in front of their cameras, flipping and flopping like fish. The ebbs and flows, wherever the wind blows, that's where they're going to go for self-preservation purposes. And I'm just never going to be there, So it's a tough place to be, but it's like the more that this goes on, it's like, I never knew Charlie. I never knew him personally, but it's like, now I miss him. Does that make sense? It's like, it's like, absolutely. Man, that he could have been something so great for this country, and greatness for this country. Unfortunately, for those that are pretending to be in power, it's not something that they're interested in. This is a vassal state. It is the life host, for the parasite that's sucking the blood away, the blood and treasure from our country out. And if things continue down the road that they are, Greater Israel is going to be accomplished, and that will be the super state that reigns supreme over everything else, and we will be subservient to that. And this will just be the slave labor colony that's under constant 24-hour surveillance by the flock cameras, and your Palantir profile will be updated, and if you said the wrong thing, you won't have access to this or that. And I'm just like, now is the time that we have to dig our cleats in and actually take a stand. And so whatever influence I have, that's the direction that I've chosen to take it. And I think that that's where Charlie was too. And it's a damn fucking tragedy, to be honest with you. It's just like, it is the implications of this are unfathomable to so many people. And you try to have these conversations in real life and people look at you like you got a big penis growing out of your forehead. They have no idea what's going on because they're going to soccer practice. They're, watching Fox News, they're cooking dinner, they're raising their kids. And it's like, I'd rather just not know. I'd rather just, I'd rather willfully.
It was crazy. And we talked about it before. It was crazy is that number of people is like significantly more than, let's just say, us that have been trying to get down to the bottom of this. That number is significantly more. And that's the crazy. Like, I think that's where it be coming from when I'm listening to everybody having so much information, and I'm like, dog, I just, man, I don't know. I just feel like there are things that I definitely understand. And then there are also things where I'm like, okay, bro, it's already a hard dog fight. And I understand a different perspective as well. Some people might say it's already hard to catch these people in a lie and present nothing but facts of what's going on without them trying to cover it all up. It's just hard, bro. I'm looking at the bigger picture and I'm like, okay, let's just say 45 people got, well, my camera keep turning, bro. This is really tripping. I'm like, all right, let's just say 45 people got some crazy information. I'm like, how's everybody going to come together and drop it all at the same time? That's what makes me be like, what's happening, bro? Too many people are talking about they got some crazy information that's going to exonerate Tyler Robinson. Too many people that just, I'm just like, how does that work? And I'm not saying I know how it works. It's just, that's what makes me be like, dog, that just doesn't make any sense. Everybody can't be holding information because how is everybody going to come together and drop it at the same time? Like, I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Ignorance. And that's what makes, like The Matrix, it was not a feature film. It was a documentary. Hollywood tells on themselves all the time. They have to. It's part of their sick little thing that they have. This little pact with Satan that they have to like forecast what they're going to do. It's predictive programming. And you remember the guy in The Matrix that was like, the bald guy with the mustache who was like eating the steak and drinking the wine. And he was saying like, I don't care if it's fake. It tastes good. And I don't want to know. I would rather just be ignorant to all of this. And I think that unfortunately, there's like this trauma cycle where I know that most of America knows that shit is messed up right now. They just don't want to admit how badly, because then they have to deal with being vulnerable and admitting that they have been wrong and that they've made life decisions that have been detrimental, not just to themselves, but to the generations that follow after them, whether it was giving their kid the COVID shot or whatever else it is.
Yeah. And that would be my thing. It's just, and it very well could be over my head. And that's completely fine, because I'm not somebody that's trying to be a source. I couldn't do it, to be honest. If I knew personally, if somebody was like, bro, I got some information that would just like completely solve the case and exonerate Tyler Robinson and would do all this other stuff, I don't want to be that guy, because I just could not. I just could not at all. I'd be like, bro, just don't tell me. Just don't tell me. Because there's no way I can have it. And then in my mind, I'm like, all right, Tyler Robinson can die any day, but I gotta wait for X, Y, and Z. Like I just personally couldn't do it. So, I shout out to the people that are doing that, and getting all of that information. It's just gonna be a tough one. It's definitely not black and white. And I think from the outside looking in, as in from somebody that doesn't get sources, and we just look at everybody and gather information from everywhere and present it to the community. I just think that when people say that it's going to come out soon, it's very tough to see the light at the end of that tunnel, because it's like Trump is in office until November 2027. So until then, he can pardon anybody. So, and then at the same time, I don't even think they would allow like regular people to solve this case. That is just my opinion. I don't think they would allow regular people to solve this case at all, bro. That would just be crazy. And yes, crazy dangerous. But I just think that, they left all of these different crumbs out for a reason, to get people talking about it forever. Because I don't know. I don't see it. I don't know what it is with Erica and being at Fort Huachuca. If there's a picture in the hotel lobby, I don't know what harm that does. And maybe it could be linked to something else. It's so crazy, bro. It's so crazy. But I just don't think that like if you dropped it now versus you dropping it in like January, I don't see the difference. Trump is still in charge. Trump can still pardon anybody. They still could cover it up. So then it's like, okay, are y'all gonna wait until November 2027? I don't know. I don't know. But Trump is in charge. So the timing of it is just I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing how that plays out. So I guess we shall see. We shall see. Let me get to some of y'all comments before we get out of here. Because now on the new schedule, I definitely try my best between like 11 and 11:30, just to see what baby Yapper number 2 up to. Because y'all know newborns just be up at random times. So let me get to some of y'all comments. Oh, my fault. It's been so long. And before I get to y'all comments, please, it's 263 people in here. Please hit the like button. Let me see how many we have right now. Please hit the like button, whether you're on your way in, on your way out, whether you're watching the replay in the morning. We got 91 likes. My fault, 90 likes. So 260 people. Come on, we can get, I don't know, 100, 110. I feel like I'm being generous. I just want to see us hit the goal. But please hit the like button on your way in or out or watching the replay. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're on the road to 25K. Make sure you subscribe or follow all the different platforms that you can find me on. Got TikTok. You can see both of them there. You got X, JD Yapper 1. You can support as well on buymeacoffee.com. You can find me over there at JD Yapper 1 as well. You can become a member of the channel. It's many different ways, but I do appreciate y'all for welcoming me back on the first Yappisode in a week. And yeah, we good. I think we got a little rhythm going. I like this 9 o'clock range. It works, but also forgive me, because in the future, if I start at 9 and my oldest wakes up, I might have to come up with a little whole commercial break. You know what I mean? So just forgive me. You know what I mean? I'm playing around with it. It's gonna be trial and error, but we are back. We are absolutely back. Let me get some of y'all comments. Let's see. Y'all had me cracking up on the ground stuff. Let me actually start from. I'm gonna try something new. Start from the bottom. We are here for it. I appreciate y'all. I'm a sad person. If you do something wrong, don't tell me, because I'm telling twice. I'm telling loud. I am too. You know what I mean? That's just me. I am definitely telling. I am absolutely out in Erica if I had a picture of her for Huachuca, but that's just me. It's all just that's just me being me. I'm definitely telling. One arc is for Erica to become prez. She does as told, no question. Trump could exit early, as could JD, and if EK is VP, he will become prez. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm just like, bro, again, selfishly speaking, I'm like, bro, just drop the bomb on the world, bro. Wake up all them folks that don't watch podcasts and all these different platforms. Wake them up. Make the mainstream media cover it. Because they definitely they don't care, bro. Them folks, man, I'll tell you one thing. When I disconnected I think I disconnected for like 3 or 4 days after my son was born, you start to realize like how many people genuinely don't know what's going on when it comes to the Charlie Kirk investigation. Like, not a thing. Like, we are in truly a bubble. It's not a thing. So that's why I think when I come back in and I'm hearing like people are like, no, I can't say too much and blah, blah. In my mind, I'm like, dog, majority of the country does not give a crap, like at all. So I don't know what the holdup is, because majority of people don't care. But if it drops, then that's a whole nother story. But that was why I was like, again, a different perspective. I was like, dog, I really, it's crazy. My eyes weren't opening to Charlie. I was focused on my family and life. Yeah, I think Charlie opened up my eyes in many different ways as well, just to how terrible our government and our how terrible our government is and our system. The fact that they off the American citizen for other people's political gain. I'm like, nah, bro, that's just not it. So yeah, I mean, then we had to witness it as well. So I was definitely not a fan of what the government did. So I've been locked in because I'm like, that's crazy, bro. There's no way. 2028 be after Trump's departure. Yeah, that's a long time. It's a long time. Danks got the clip of Erica and JD in his last video in the beginning. Let me check it out real quick.
In the woods. Several guys rustling around in the woods. Now, why does my thumbnail say White House corruption ? White House Charlie? Well, Baron Coleman put a FOIA request in regarding this special aerial mission flight out of Fort Huachuca. He got denied by the Presidential Airlift Group. He actually submitted houses where Erica Kirk was at the day before, leading up to when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Don't forget, we have, and I have it here. Here, I'll show you.
I'll bet everybody in here $6 million that what you're going to see is when he makes it over, when you see the wood line that he runs toward, before he gets there, you're going to see several guys rustling around in the woods.
Several guys rustling around in the woods.
I might have clicked the wrong one. I'll find it. Nah, I don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee at all. It's just a website. That's a donation website. I don't think they would be convicted before 2027. I don't think so either. I think it would be a while before Tyler Robinson would have a trial, but I also don't think he's gonna make it. And I think that countdown is that can happen whenever. Imagine everyone from TPUSA plus Erica gets a pardon. It's possible. Tyler Boyer already has one. So that's why, like, in my mind, I'm like, is everybody waiting for Trump to get out? Because, you know, while Trump's in, that's a possibility. This mess of a government is coming to light now, but it has been going on for decades. It has. It has. You know, that's leads me to another point of, like, when people do say, and when people do say, like, everybody's trying to, not everybody, but some people are trying to, like, catch Turning Point USA in, like, lies and traps and stuff like that. I'm like, honestly, we've already figured out that they're liars. They are liars. They're scumbags. They, you know, all you gotta do is show somebody one time who you are. And I believe you. I believe you. I believe all of them are liars. I believe all of them have a crazy, terrible past. And they have shown us more than once. And all I needed was one time. So when I hear people say, like, let's set Andrew Covett up to lie, I'm like, bro, Andrew Covett is the bottom of a shoe. Every single one of them. I don't need to hear a lie from him anymore. Just lock him up. It's kind of like, don't even mention it until the end. I mean, yeah, that's my personality. Everybody's different. Some people love, like, some people like that. Me personally, I'm the same way. You know, I'm like, if you can't mention the whole story, you don't have to release your source. But if you can't mention the whole story where I don't have any more questions afterwards, then just don't say nothing at all. Because then obviously, like, I'm gonna be begging you to tell me the rest. Like, that's nature. That's human nature. We're all like that. If somebody told you half a story and was like, nah, I can't tell you no more, you'd be pissed. So yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, bro, if you truly can't say it, respect, but just don't say too much then, or don't say nothing at all. Do I think CO was CK's kill switch? Yeah. Yeah. I think they had a lot of private conversations before they had to, like, formally separate, like, officially separate as friends. I think they had a lot of conversations before that. Yeah. Diligent Denizen said Tyler Robinson parents can help him with a literal receipt from Panguitch Smokehouse, plus confirm when Tyler Robinson went to turn himself in. Oh, if they do that, it's over. It's over. That's what I'm saying. It's stuff like that that would also get Tyler Robinson killed if that information came out. So that's why I'm like, it's so many things. It's not just these people that are holding on information. I'm like, bro, he can die at any time because so many things are wrong. The camera guy is the son of a man who stole the estate of a 95-year-old man alongside TPUSA. Really? I think I heard Danks talking about that. Oh, that's what y'all was talking about. Go check it out. Okay. Now that I know the connection, I'm going to go check out that video. He said Baze is good people. Baze is good people. Baze is great, man. He's a good dude. And Shauna, I'm gonna have to listen to the rest of the BLB video with Stu Peters to find like the part you're talking about with JD Vance. And on the next Yappisode, we'll chop it up. Yes, Nico did terrible moderating. I don't know what he thought was gonna happen, but whatever he thought did not happen. That was terrible. Was also crazy too that I thought of. I'm like, y'all ever thought of somebody being like, all right, bro, everybody's scared. Nobody wants to release any information, right? Bump it. I'll do it. I'll release it. I ain't scared. Send it to me. I'll drop it. How much I want to bet that still wouldn't happen? That'd be my thing. I'd be thinking about like all different options. And I'm like, why do I feel like if I just came out of nowhere and I was like, you know what, bro? I ain't scared. If y'all want me to drop your information, bro, I'll drop it on my page right now. Send it to me. I got you. And I feel like it still wouldn't happen. That's what makes me a little like concerned a little bit. And I'm like, why do I feel like it's only like a group of people that has information? Nobody else does. I'm like, yeah, if you send that thing to me, I'm dropping it. Absolutely. I'm saying that again. You send this, and I could be helping somebody. You send that thing to me, I'm dropping it. I'm not scared. Oh my gosh. Y'all cracked me up on the gram thing. Jay, his input on CK would matter unless he was threatened. Absolutely. To Tucker Carlson, absolutely. He has one of the most important opinions on Charlie Kirk out of everybody, if you ask me. And again, he could be being threatened, but again, it just doesn't make sense to me because I'm like, you've been talking about Izzy for a long time, for a while. So who threatened you? And why was Charlie Kirk when you draw the line? He still talks about them. So I'm like, I'm confused. The threats were already happening. He was trying to expose the Izzy government. I'm like, that's even crazier than just the Charlie Kirk situation. Yeah, 100%. Our POTUS is supposed to serve us. Thanks for yapping with it, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for joining and listening for our first Yappisode back in a week or so. 270 people in the community tonight. Chopping it up. Subscribe today. Watch your interview with Lisa Knowles. Oh, Lord, that was a while ago. The best thing to do with the paid op is let them talk. Absolutely. Gotta just let them chat. Let them chop it up. Let them just talk until they tell on themselves. Appreciate you, Jay, in chat. Glad you're back. Always happy to be here. Don't forget, leave a comment. Boost that. Absolutely. Thank you, Angela, for always moderating, keeping the community peaceful and happy. Nah, I'm not gonna be calling you a pain. Welcome. That's what I'm. Welcome to the community. It's the most I've seen you tonight. So welcome. From X, my bad. I ain't show no X comments any love. Glad to catch you live. I already followed you on TikTok. Came over here to follow. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting. Watch DD episode today. Man, please hit DD. I didn't hit DD 2 or 3 times. And DD, he's a busy guy, but DD's been commenting on my tweets and everything, and I need him to check his DM because I can't do nothing else. There's no other form, no other way to contact him. So please, if anybody can hit DD, please do it because we definitely on the same wavelength. We've been in passing a lot, and I've been I've been trying to talk to him. He's been again commenting, but I guess I could just be like, check your DM. I just feel like that's kind of weird. So I'm like, bro, just respond. I hit you up. So please hit him up because I hit him up so we can go ahead and do this long overdue collab and conversation. Yeah, I don't believe that. That autopsy ain't real. I'm not buying it. Oh, man. Well, I appreciate y'all for joining. I appreciate y'all for listening again to this Yappisode. man, I just really do thank y'all for holding it down over this past week as we've been adjusting with the newborn. But we are back. We're back in the flow and the rhythm, trying to figure this thing out, trial and error. So make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel again. We are on the road to 25K. We are at 24.9. So please subscribe to the channel. If you find yourself watching, unsubscribe. And then on top of that, make sure you turn your notifications on so you can be notified the next time we go live. It could be tomorrow. It just depends, really. It just depends. It depends. I'm trying to figure this thing out. So forgive me. Everything is fairly new since the new baby has been here. And so I will figure all of that stuff out. Just be patient with me. But turn your notifications on so that way when I do create the live, you will be notified and sent the thing so that way you can join. Outside of that, man, I hope y'all have a great Saturday night. I hope y'all have a beautiful Sunday. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all on the next one.